Susul.
Welcome to Under the Plumb Bob, the podcast about all things related to the EA Max's series of games called The Sims. We avoid the real world by talking about our made-up ones. Each episode will focus on one of several rotating themes, including building, gameplay, lore, and more. Hi, I'm Ava.
I'm Melly.
I'm Caitlin.
Okay, so don't be confused. I know you're used to hearing me on Cowplant, but I'm on Llama for now, so yeah, deal with it.
We kidnapped her. She's in my spare room now.
Yep, that's right. I live under Caitlin's stairs now.
Which is
fine.
impressive because I'm in a 1-floor apartment.
Yep. It's fine. I get food. I get cat snuggles. I'm happy. Just leave me where I am. I'm good. But today we are going to be talking about something you could consider, I don't know, quote unquote, a controversial topic. Some people seem to be divided on the subject a little bit when it comes up in conversation. Some people love the idea. Some people hate it. Today we're going to be talking about cars in The Sims, or the lack thereof.
Beep, beep, motherfuckers.
This will be the episode that makes us lose fans.
Yep.
This fandom is so weird. This is such a weird fandom.
I mean, just imagine the lack of motorized vehicles being the hill you want to die on for a game. I don't understand, but I guess we'll get there. We're going to start as usual. We will get there. But as usual, we're going to start with a brief history of automobiles in the Sims series, starting with The Sims 1, then moving to 2, 3, and once we get to 4, since there are no automobiles in The Sims 4, we're basically going to be talking, should they be in there? Should they not be? What are our personal opinions? And then we will, I guess, see how that devolves into absolute chaos, probably. I don't know. I think we're on the same line about cars in The Sims in this team, but I don't know. Maybe we can open up the dialogue to you lovely people, and you can tell us how much we suck or how much we're right. I don't know. I guess you'll let us know.
Oh, let us know, all right.
So yeah, let's start with cars in The Sims.
Cars first appeared in The Sims as carpools and taxicabs, which were introduced in an expansion called Hot Date. Personal vehicles were not introduced until Sims 2 Nightlife and Sims 3. In early neighborhood pictures before Sims 2 was released, some houses had driveways, garages, which suggested that maybe you'll get ownable cars, but maybe not, because they weren't in the base game. Another piece of evidence to support this was the presence of buyable and ownable cars in the game files. This car only appears if it is made to appear in a category and doesn't work correctly. So there we go. The Sims teasing us, as always, with shit that we don't actually get.
But to be fair, Sims, the first Sims game, will forever get a pass for things it does or does not have because, you know, you were just a small indie game when it came out.
It was a baby.
It's fine. We didn't have expectations for this game, so it's okay. Sims 2 started to ruin it for the franchise.
Yeah, that's when they start introducing things that we can't live without anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. I don't know.
Sims 1 was weirder and much more, I don't know, there was like a 50s aesthetic that also had sad clowns calling you. It was a weird game. I love it so much.
I mean, you're not wrong. And again, it's still one of my absolute favorites. But it was, sometimes if you just kind of like sat there and like really thought about what you just played, it was just kind of a moment, you know?
Mm-hmm. I just jumped through a hole, Bugs Bunny style. That's interesting.
Yep. Ah, good times, man. Making magic, best expansion. Fight me. But yeah.
I'll actually fight you because I think Sims 2
It begins.
is the best expansion that has been released.
We go. Throw down. Get me a boxing bell. Ding ding. Round 1.
Speaking of cars, so in Sims 2, from the get-go, cars were available for carpool. That's how Sims got around. There were buses. There were, like, regular sedans. There were, like, minivans. There were helicopters. There were limos. There was an alien spacecraft that showed up sometimes if you got abducted. But Sims 2 Nightlife introduced the idea of you could purchase, along with vampires and going downtown and graveyards, it also included cars. You could purchase your own car. You could put a driveway into your house and make a little garage, and your Sim could drive that car to work. It was great. So what would happen? So you couldn't park a car on the street. You had to have a driveway to put your car in, so you could live that full suburban lifestyle, which also was a problem when so if you had apartments later on, you couldn't really own a car because there was no place to put the driveway. So a car will show, so if you want to leave, so also you could call a taxi. That was also something you could do. It would pull up and then you would get into the car and then it would leave. When you owned a car, you could assign a car to a specific person, and then that person, whenever they went somewhere, they wouldn't call a taxi or get picked up. They would be actively taken, they would walk to their car, and then they would pull out to the street and then drive away, which sometimes meant the animation went through physical people. Like, you're just like, well, that would have been
Just
an accident.
running over people.
That would have been, yeah, that would have been a problem. But thankfully, Sims don't really adhere to the laws of physics and such, so good time. They can drown in a pool if you take out the pool ladder, but they can't get hit by cars. So I guess there's that.
Some cars have texture references of a BMW series, which they think that some Maxis developer had at the time, which my dad will tell you is the superior make of a motorcycle, people, but that's his own personal take. I can neither confirm nor deny because I don't fully care, but my dad's opinion is that's what that is. So Sims 2, they were not buyable or ownable when you bought the base game, but if you bought Sims 2, you could purchase cars. And then also if you owned some expansion packs after Sims 2, what you could do, because there was something called, what was the name of the gallery? Not the marketplace.
Sims Resource?
No, what was the official place where you could go, like, you could upload your stories and you could upload your Sims?
Oh, the Sims 2 forums and shit.
Yeah. Shoot, I lived there for so long. What was it?
Yeah, me too. I can't remember. Wasn't it just like the Sims2.com or something?
Yeah, but it had a specific name. I don't want to say it wasn't the
No.
exchange. It was the Sims 2 exchange.
The Sims 2 exchange. Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
So on the Sims 2 exchange and also the store, you could there were some downloadable things, and if you didn't, you could still download a car, specific cars from the store, from the Sims 2 website, if you had any expansion pack after Nightlife. So that's nice. So if you don't want to spend it, I don't know how much it costs though. Money. Also, I was like 12, so it might not.
Yeah.
I probably didn't even realize I could do that.
I just made stories on the exchange.
Me too.
It was fun.
I wish they didn't take it down. I wish it could have stayed up.
Yeah,
So
I put so much work in it, and
I did,
you know, memories.
I did find a place on LiveJournal where I had posted my legacy thing, my first Mabel legacy, but because Photo Bucket removes pictures after a little while, the pictures are not there.
Photo Bucket. Good times, man.
So it's just a whole bunch of non sequitur. It's like a box with an X in it and non sequitur sentences because I'm just reacting to stuff in pictures. So it's not worth finding, but I found it. But back to cars.
That's always fun.
You can have a car alarm.
Yep.
When Sims 2 went big, they went. When Sims 2 went, they went big. But so a car alarm costs $250. One Sim can take an hour to install it. So if someone tries to steal your car, like a burglar, a burglar comes in within 6 or 7 tiles of a car, even if the car's in a garage, the alarm will go off, which is actually really good if you happen to if you have a bigger lot or a smaller lot and your car is on the furthest, is like on the edge of the lot as far as it can go. if the burglar walks onto the lot, it could activate the car alarm. So, hack.
That's amazing.
Also, I
I'll
have a
need an
Sims
alarm.
2 hack for the burglar alarm. Are you ready for this?
Oh my god, do it.
Okay, so the burglar alarm that you put on the wall has to be on an inside wall to work. So what you do is on the outside of your house, you build a little square, like on the outside of the house, wherever you want to put it. Then you put the burglar alarm on the outside of your house, and then you delete the walls you added. And suddenly, as soon as a burglar walks onto the lot, they will make the burglar alarm go off.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was a Sims 2 form hack. If you still play Sims 2, you're welcome.
That's good to know, though.
I should do that on my legacy.
I was about to say, go watch Caitlin's Legacy.
haven't done
Sometimes
that
we
yet.
stream weekly, sometimes we don't.
Sometimes
We don't
yeah.
have a schedule.
Mhm. I was planning to on streaming this week, but then my dad, like the night before, was like, "Well, on Monday night, he said I'll be there tomorrow," and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not streaming because he doesn't understand that sound travels." So,
I mean, that's fair.
but
But we should actually get to streaming again at some point, because I believe I still have Sims Medieval to finish.
And we need to do another look-see around the gallery for our tags, a showcase. Because my sister has made things that I want to show people.
It's gonna be just Caitlin's sister stuff.
She made her childhood home. And she even, we busted out pictures so we can be like, no. Do you see how you can see the paneling here? So there needs to be another square. Like we were busting out pictures and being like, no, the radiator was longer. Make the radiator long.
A family that builds together stays together.
For sure.
But back to cars.
Oh, cars, beep beep. So children and so Sims can drive kids to school. I think only one at a time though. I don't think because it's kind of hard for them to get multiple Sims in a car. I had a hard time unless you make a group and send them somewhere.
That is
It's
super
hard.
inconvenient and waste of gas.
So pick your favorite child and you can drive them to school.
Rest you walk. I don't care if it's a blizzard. Walk.
So children and older Sims can sit in the car. So children can sit in the car without driving. Teenagers can drive. Kids can like mess with the lights in the stereo. Teenagers can make out in the car. Adults and older can make out and woohoo in the vehicle. I do
Sounds
think
uncomfortable.
I think it counts as an adventurous woohoo because sometimes they'll get the want to woohoo publicly, and I think that counts. So it's that in the photo booth.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and the car will like rock and like it seems like it was gonna do actual damage to the car because it like goes up in the air and stuff.
Wow.
It's a lot. And if you had Sims 2 hobbies, which is there's this cool feature in Sims 2 hobbies that I really like, that this is part of the thing that I kind of think would be great to bring back. You could buy a rusted out car for much cheaper than any of the cars you could buy. Like this car won't
junker.
Yeah, and it won't work. It won't work at all unless your Sim clicks on it and they can select the option to work on it. So they can buff it, they can work on the engine. It takes a lot of time. It took because my Sims 2 Legacy guy actually did this because the doctor, he had no money, but he wanted a car. So I was like, well, this is the only thing you can have.
Yep.
And it took him, I think, a straight Sims week. But he boosted up his mechanical skill with it. Because, if you can fix a car, you can fix a person. It's the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
And now he has a functional vehicle. And that's now the vehicle in the house. And it makes a cute sports car for the family to use. And you can change the color. Like, you can repaint it whenever you want and stuff. It's a really cool. I really like that ability to just like, I'm going to fix this car up.
Yeah, it's really handy for when, you back out of driving again and drive over other Sims and then, they're going to go looking for a blue car. But surprise, your car's red now, bitches.
Oh no, this has always been red, like the blood of my enemies. Boop, boop. Who is texting me? I am busy.
Got shit to do.
Oh, it's my siblings. because we built together. Now they're trying to talk to me. Rude.
Oh no.
But I think that's all of Sims 2. Yeah, I don't think like it builds a little expands a little bit more in Sims 3 with what you could do, but Sims 2 you could only have access to your current lot, and it still had cars. But all the cars really did was kind of, you could take them to work and you could take them to community lots. But for the most part, they would pull out of the driveway, they would go somewhere. And if you drove it to a community lot, it would kind of just be outside the community lot and sit there until you wanted to leave. So, bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So I kind of can see for people we had cars in Sims 2 where there was more limited space. Why not have it in Sims 4? So I guess that's a point to it.
Listen,
I guess.
Sims 3 will always be superior to me.
You can't own I don't think you can own a helicopter. You can own a helicopter pad, though, I think. Can you own
in
a
Sims
helicopter?
2, you can. Yeah.
You can own a helicopter?
I think so, yeah.
Fine. Okay. Well, I have a new goal for my Sim. Oh, no, they're too poor.
You'll get
They'll after she makes 20 pet best friends, maybe people will earn some money. Continue.
Very rich.
well, I guess that brings us to Sims 3.
Mm-hmm.
So Sims 3 obviously brought us the open world, so cars and any other transport, it basically played a much more important role because they were used to travel around to other places. You could also use a taxi, which was free to use. You could jog everywhere, but considering the open world was so big,
And bike.
that could be a trek. Or you could use a bike. And if you got adventures, Sims 3 World Adventures, it came with a little moped. And I believe Ambitions came with a motorcycle. So there's that.
That's cool.
I think the game originally came with like 11 cars to choose from. So you had like different cars with like a sloppy jalopy. You had a truck. There was the quintessential soccer mom van. You could have pretty much anything. So they were purchased from the vehicle section in buy mode, and the prices were more realistic, and they would reflect like real life prices more than the ones in Sims 2 would. So they would range from about 950 simoleons to 105,000 simoleons for like the fancy sports cars.
Oof.
And like with bikes, the car would go into a Sims inventory. So you'd basically be walking around with a car in your pocket, which is fine.
Like you do.
Like you do. If you can't find parking, put it in your pocket. It's fine. So after a Sim had driven it into another lot, pop it in their pocket. Unless the lot had a parking lot, then they would just park it there. It could be dragged and dropped into the inventory of other family members, or you could double click on it to allow the Sim to drive to a new location. Only teens and older could drive cars. If Generations is installed, teens have to be taught how to drive by an older Sim, which I thought was pretty cool. It's really cool to see because the car will drive like really slowly at first, and then it'll like stall and like jerk and like really slowly again at first, and it does improve, but it's fun to see.
Is it a skill? Is driving is like a hidden skill kind of?
I think it's like a hidden skill, yeah.
If you weren't taught how to drive as a teenager, could you drive it as an adult?
Yeah, as soon as they age up, they learn how to drive. So.
I guess that's what happened to me. I refused to drive until I had to drive for work because learning how to drive, I was very much like, man was not meant to go this fast. Mm-hmm. What did we do? Oh so I didn't learn how to drive. I still feel that way. During quarantine, when I didn't drive for like a solid month because I didn't have to. And then I got back in a car to go to the grocery store, and I was like, oh yeah, I hate driving. I hate all of this.
No.
I just had to do it every day, so I forgot. But now I remember. I hate this.
I do enjoy it. Although I first learned how to drive in Belgium, but I left before I could get my license. Then I picked up lessons again to learn how to drive in Dublin, but then they drive on the other side of the road, which was an adventure. And I remember the first thing my driving instructor told me on my first lesson was, when you drive onto the road, the one thing you have to absolutely keep in mind is that when you drive, everybody else around you is an absolute idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yep, Yeah, that about sums it up. That about sums it up.
Oh, during my driver's test, my actual test, I was getting onto the freeway and a semi truck decided to not let me in. So I was like dealing with that. I was like, I looked at the driver when we finally got on the freeway and they're like, that wasn't your fault. And I was like, okay.
That is so rude. I hate people like that. The second time I took my driving test here, because they failed me the first time because of my parking wasn't smooth enough. Okay,
Oh,
fuck
bitch.
you. But then the second time I was so nervous that I fucked up before I even left the lot.
No.
I left the lot, and instead of being in the right lane, I was in the left lane.
Oh.
And my dad was sitting next to me, and I was just sitting there waiting to like drive off, and I just heard him next to me go, and I was like, what did I do? And I was looking, and all of a sudden it was like, oh shit. So yeah, that was great. But then I passed the third time after I came back from Ireland with a flawless run. So it is possible, children. You can do it. Take it from Auntie Ava. If you don't pass the first or second time, third time's a charm, always. But yeah, so as soon as they became adults, they just automatically know how to drive, which I wish was a thing in real life, but whatever. So driveways in The Sims 3 were smaller than The Sims 2, because in The Sims 2 they were kind of like L-shaped because there was a piece that still had to go on the actual road.
Yeah.
Whereas in The Sims 3, yeah, they were just on the lot, even if it's located nowhere near the road. So if you wanted to have a car way at the back of your lot, just standing there, you could. You could make your driveway as long as you wanted. So that was fun.
Physics don't matter here, clearly.
I mean, obviously, it is The Sims.
Although I have seen people that would just drive on like their lawns and shit. And I'm like,
oh, Jesus, no, why would you do that? Like, fixing up grass from that is such a pain.
Some people have just too many cars, so they just park them on their front yard.
My neighbors, there's like a parking lot in front of their house, and I'm like, just expand your driveway, please. This is bothering me.
It's not just America. Like here in my town, there's a whole like stretch of like city park. And next to it, there's like a whole area of like green grass with like little trees. But the space between the little trees is perfect to like just fit a car in between. So whenever the tourists would come to our city in spades in the summer and couldn't find parking, they would park their cars there. And like practically every year they would have to redo the grass in between those trees because it was just mud. It was horrible. People are the worst. But back to The Sims 3. So there are no animations for Sims getting into and out of cars, and for cars pulling out or onto driveways. They'll just pop into their cars, like teleport into their cars, and then the cars will.
Point for Sims 2. We get in and out of the car like real people do.
Yep. And then the car will just appear on the road or driveway, but they will actually physically drive to their location. You can follow them and watch them drive through the town and take their turns and run over people in the street. It's great.
Beep, beep,
they also yep, pretty much. They also can't woohoo in cars, and they can't sit in the car if it's parked on a driveway. What I didn't know, I was 8 years old when I learned this. Kleptomaniac Sims, so Sims with the kleptomaniac trait, can steal parked cars and use them. Like, holy shit, I did not know that. That's so cool. They also can't die as a result of a car crash or being run over by a car. So if a car or a Sim is blocking the road, the car's just gonna like pass through them like they were a ghost. And that also means that traffic jams are not possible. So that's a point for The Sims 3 in general, I think. The fact that there are no traffic jams, I think that's great. They also EA announced a new stuff pack for The Sims 3 called Fast Lane Stuff, and that would be centered around cars. So it included 12 new cars, new fashion and decor styles that centered around cars. And there were like pictures going out that showed a Formula 1 style car, Lamborghini like sports car, and several classic models from the 50s, which is really cool. The Sims 3 Into the Future had hover cars. So even if we can't have them in real life, you can have them in Sims 3 Into the Future. You can buy them whether you're in the present or in the future. So if you want to be that only fucker in the neighborhood who has a hover car, you can be. But they do need a parking space to be placed into. Like, they won't hover over everything. It has to be a parking
Well,
space.
they have to be on to hover. I can understand. Like, they can't.
Yes. There's also something that came later with The Sims 3 Roaring Heights. That was the classically cool fixer-upper car, which is basically the same like that junker that you had to fix up from The Sims 2. It's basically a hobby object, and you could get it in the Sims 3 store. But it is only available with Roaring Heights. So it would be in the transportation section or in the vehicle section under cars. When you bought it, you can place it anywhere. But once it's been restored, it has to be placed on a driveway. So you can just, plop it down on your lawn. But once it's fixed and restored, it has to go on a driveway, where cars go. And working on that car would build a Sim's handiness skill, and you could have one or two Sims working on the car. So if you had like a parent and then their teen or whatever, like working on it together,
That's cute.
having a little project, that was super cute. If it's not being worked on, they can just sit in it and rev the engine, which is, I guess, a thing. So that was it. After it's fixed up, it'll be drivable, or you can sell it for 39,000 simoleons. After the car's fully restored, you can still work on the engine to improve your handiness. So that's fun. You don't have to, read books anymore. You just work on the car. They can also wax it once it's fully restored. So if you want to be one of those chads, you can, the guy who waxes his car every day. I used to live next to one of those guys. It was, oh boy. And it can be recolored via creative style. So if you're like, I want this car to be camo to match the rest of my interior, you could do that because creative style is awesome. Point for Sims 3. Unlike the other cars in The Sims 3, this one has a radio, and it's a place where Sims can woohoo. They can also hang out in the car, look at the stars, and make out.
So romantic.
So romantic.
The sexy car.
Yep, the sexy car. You have to put in some effort to get the sexy car, but it's worth it. So once again, Sims 3 taking something from The Sims 2 and improving it.
One car could do what all the other cars could do, though.
Let's get sad a little bit because
okay.
I think by now we know that Sims 4 is the most lackluster Sims pack.
There's no sparkle or shine to this one.
Yeah, just like their makeup palette. Oh.
Shots fired.
We apologize, except we don't apologize because The Sims 4 sucks, and here's why. You can see the cars, they drive around, and you can put them on your lot, but you can't do anything with them. Nope. They are only decoration. And you have to cheat to get them as decorations, too. So, that's it. That's all I have for The Sims 4.
So if we were to add cars into... Because the big debate on whether or not cars actually matter in Sims 4 or not is because, like Sims 2, you can really only act like the car would only do what the cars do in Sims 2. It would take you to your house, and then the loading screen would happen, and then you'd go to the community lot. That would be what happens.
Yep. I asked. I am a part of some Sims group, and sometimes I go in there and stir the pot because as a host on a podcast, I kind of need to get material somehow. And if it's being problematic, then so be it. And I asked everyone, so why do you want cars in The Sims 4? You can't do shit with them. This isn't an open world. A loading screen happens each time you load your lot. So why? Why do you need them? And before we get to these answers, I want to know from Caitlin and Ava your opinions.
I think there's a lot of aesthetically reasons why people would want cars. Because if they add cars, they could add a whole bunch of... Ideally, you could add a whole bunch of different cars. Adding cars would be so easy to do as a stuff pack. And it would be worth $10 probably. But also the function of being able to build a car to work on it, I think that's what appeals to me the most as somebody who doesn't build, who likes to play with The Sims in their lives. Having a poorer house, buy a junker car, build it up over time, and have them be able to drive it later. I can see the appeal of that. As a person who doesn't care about cars in real life, so I don't care too much about how it looks in the game. I could work the way that it did in Sims 2, and that would be perfectly fine. I just want what Sims 2, what the hobbies pack added, and what that one car did and Sims 3 did. I want to be able to work on the car. If we add it, I think that should be something that is automatic and we don't need another thing to purchase. I think if we get cars, we should be able to work on them to improve them and build our handiness skill, just like the rocket ship skill that we have. If we can build rocket ships, we can build cars. Just saying. End of statement.
Interesting. Ava?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I would like to have one that you can like fix up and work on and get some, because you can't really, there's not a lot you can do to get the handiness skill started. Normally, if you want to like upgrade something, you have to already have a couple points
Yeah,
in handiness, so you have to read the book. Give us like a piece of junk, just sort of like work away on our Sunday afternoons. That would be cool, but yeah, other than that, I don't really see where you would put them, where you would go with them. I mean, what would be cool is if you could go like camping with them. If you're like, oh, we're just gonna like throw the kids in the van.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And we're like gonna drive down to, oh God, what's it called? The camping spot. I can't even.
That one camping, that entire camping expansion that came out.
That one. I don't remember what.
It's fine.
What's it called? No, you can see how much I go there. That's
how much everybody goes there.
Yep, that's how much everyone goes there. No, fucking me. No.
Granite Falls.
That's the one, Granite Falls. I had it like right here. So if you could be like, we're just gonna, throw all the kids in the van and drive to Granite Falls and sort of like camp out of the car or something, or that would be fun. That would be fun. But otherwise, like, what are you gonna do if you're in, like, say, Willow Creek? Are you gonna just drive from the Crawdad Quarter to the Courtyard Lane, where you can walk there? Like, these neighborhoods are so small, you can literally walk everywhere. It just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you need them. And it would be a waste of resources. I don't know. I could see it being interesting, like integrating it with the Eco Lifestyle Pack or Eco Living Pack, where it's like, oh, you own a car, that's going to be bad for your neighborhood's eco footprint. So,
that one fancy family in, oh shoot, we don't remember names of anybody anymore.
No.
The blonde family in, oh my goodness.
We are the best Sims podcast. We know everything.
In Windenburg. Yeah, that one family.
The Bjergsons?
Yeah, they would have a Tesla, no doubt.
For sure. Oh, but I could just imagine it then, like The Sims doing a fucking collaboration with Tesla.
Oh, it'd be the worst.
Yup.
That car would be so ugly.
There would be a Tesla in The Sims 4, and then the Tesla version of the cooperation would be just a Tesla, but with like one of those plumb bob scent thingies hanging from just a plumb bob shaped thingy hanging from the mirror, instead of like those pine tree scented things.
I'd buy one.
Plumb bob. But you have to buy the Tesla to get it, because it's a collaboration. You have to buy the actual Tesla, and that's the only Sims thing about it. Like they did with the Mac palette. I'm still salty about that, not gonna lie.
What Mac palette? They released that palette back in 2018.
Exactly.
Sims palette release.
Okay, well, to be fair, a lot of makeup companies do this. Like, Morphe did it.
They could have renamed some of the colors.
The difference was when they remade one of the palettes for the Lisa Frank collab. Have you seen the Lisa Frank palette? That shit is beautiful. The packaging, beautiful.
Yeah, like, I mean, their Rocky Horror palette also had, like, colors that were already in their repertoire, I think. But at least they renamed them, and at least they put the Rocky Horror logo on the fucking palette. The only thing that tells you now that it's a Sims palette is the box it comes in, and who keeps those?
Somebody who did buy it because they like was it Hip Hip Renee?
I think so.
She bought the palette because she was like, I really like the box.
It's not worth the box. Mac is expensive as it is. I don't support them because they test on animals, so fuck them. But even if I did, I wouldn't buy it for a box. That's too much money.
Oh, that Lisa Frank shit is beautiful.
It is. I want it, but I wouldn't use the colors because I'm not creative.
Yeah, those are very bright colors, and I don't think I could pull them off, but they are beautiful.
I think you
But yeah,
could.
we
You
were-
have like the perfect complexion for like bright eyes.
Yeah, but I'm
A
not.
lot of
like,
makeup works on your complexion. Like you have.
I don't have a style to be able to pull off such bright colors. I'm usually my makeup is a lot more neutral. Like I'll go for a bold lip, but a bold eye is not something I do a lot. Or, you know, where would I go now that would require me to have a bold eye?
Well, now's the time to practice looks that you don't know if your
Exactly.
looks or not. Because I'm actually
One day-
As I could.
One day
I'm
we'll
attempting-
get out of our houses and you'll be ready.
Yeah.
You will.
I mean,
strut
I
the
do have
street.
that Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland palette that have a lot of really nice bright colors.
Oh, that
and
would look
I
so
do need
good
to
on
do something
you.
with those. I do need to do something with those. We'll see. I'll probably mess around with it. Sometimes I have a day where I'm like, yeah, I want to look pretty, even though I'm not going outside. Yeah, I want to put on lipstick, even though it's going to be behind a face mask. I deserve to feel pretty, damn it. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But we were talking about cars in The Sims 4, and I have to agree with Caitlin. Like, I don't think they're necessary. I can see why some people would want them, and if you get them, I will be happy for you. But personally, I could live without them. It's not something that would make or break the game for me. And honestly, the way
The bar
The
is low.
Sims is kind of like handling things, usually I don't see them making such an amazing thing
I
from
can see
it.
this still working as a great stuff pack because the way they're doing the stuff packs, like the stuff packs
Yeah.
are greatly improved with how they add stuff to the game. And they always add one thing that's its like sparkly thing about the stuff pack,
Mhm.
and adding shit ton of cars and the fact that you can build them fits perfectly in what they want to do with the stuff packs.
Yep. Or they could make like another hobby pack or something and give us a junker car to fix up.
Mhm.
That would be cool, along with like, I don't know, pottery, glass blowing, all of the
Ballet.
stuff that we asked for in the, what do you call it, the survey. That would be cool.
To be
That would have been
saying.
good
It
for
looks like-
eco living.
That and the Happy Haunts looks like it's happy. They're doing something with what we voted on Happy Haunts. I don't know what it is because it's not been announced yet. Put a little date
It's coming Tuesday,
stamp on-
right?
Yeah, the 12th. Put a little
Yeah.
date stamp on when this was recorded. But like,
Tuesday is actually the day that they're going to be replacing my boiler, so I'll have hot water again. So when it
What a
comes
good
out,
day.
I'll probably be under the shower, a hot shower for like 3 hours, so I might not see it when it comes out, but keep me posted, yeah?
something to do with cute little spirit ghosts. So we'll see.
It does look adorable. I'm considering what they did with Snowy Escape, I am cautiously optimistic this time because Snowy Escape, I enjoyed that one. That was good.
That's where we are in the cycle. There's a big cycle with The Sims 4 that me and Hip Hip and Aid figured out, and right now we're in the like, okay, you bought back our good graces, and now we're back
And they
to drama
fucked it up with the
stuff
palette.
because of the palette.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that we can start like picking up trends and cycles and stuff in this.
Mhm.
But honestly, with the palette, yes, I'm going to go back to the palette. Honestly, it just smacked VA to me.
It was so gross.
Like, low effort, just slap a plumb bob on the box and people will buy it. That's just so EA that I just can't even. But you all know how I feel about
EA thing, and it's not even a developer thing, and it just sucks because they did that shit with Star Wars. That was all EA, and Max just had to take the fall for it, and now this. So it's kind of hard to separate the two because they might be one entity, but it's two different companies doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing I see a lot as well, is like when something like this happens, like people will start adding the gurus or start shitting on the devs, but it's like it's not the devs though. This is coming from above their head. This is something
Mhm.
that they cannot say no to. If EA says this is what you have to do, if EA says you have to make a Star Wars pack, all they can do is do their best with what they're given, and then you get, Batu. Is it great? No, not
Do I
really.
like the
It's
little
pretty.
DJ robot? Yes.
It's the DJ robot is amazing. It looks amazing and it sounds amazing, but I literally haven't been back since that one time I streamed it, because it's just like,
It's just so
fine.
repetitive, and
Like if
at
I
the
want to
end of
play
the
a Star
day,
Wars game, I'll play SWTOR. So, eh.
at the end of the day, EA needs to make its quarterly hit money, and if that means selling out and sacrificing the franchise, then they're gonna do that because they don't care about us; they care about our wallets.
Yep, pretty
Capitalism.
much. But I'm, like I said, cautiously optimistic after Snowy Escape, so I hope Happy Haunts will be better. And who knows if they see some more enthusiasm towards the game, maybe they'll give us cars at some point. Maybe
Hey, Melly.
if, you keep screaming into the void some more, maybe we'll get them. Maybe we'll get them.
Melly, what did the community say that when you asked? Also, I'm
The
surprised we aren't kicked
community
out
was
of
not happy.
I'm surprised we're not kicked out of more Facebook groups, because we
Well,
just come in here and be
I
like,
think
hey, controversial statement.
I think by now they know when I post it's podcast related because I've had people be like, "Oh, you're from the podcast." I'm like, perhaps that's none of your business though.
That depends. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, no. I
So I
posted
get
it
yelled
last
at,
time.
but
But how
it's
do you-
for research. There was some people that agreed with me because I personally don't see the need for cars in The Sims 4. I did not play with the hobby car, so I don't care for them. I play The Sims 3 most of the time anyways. I don't play The Sims 4 only to build and when I have to do podcast research, and that's it. So I have my fix for cars. I don't need them in The Sims 4.
Mhm.
And a lot of people agreed, and there were some people who were not happy, and someone was just like, because it looks good. Like, okay, sassy pants.
But if it's just for looks, why don't you just plop one of those cars for decoration down on a driveway?
Yeah,
If it's just
someone
for
said that,
looks.
Yeah,
and
someone said
someone said that.
I scale up the toy car, so whenever I have a lot that needs a car, they use one of those. Like it does the job, but like it's not what they want. Like they'd prefer just to have a car. You don't have to like type in a code to go get.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
most
that
of
makes
these
sense.
replies were because they want to fix project cars. And that seems like majority of the community, they just want more activities to do, especially for teens, because teens don't really do anything. They're moody and wear bear costumes because we all went through a bear phase apparently
Yeah,
in real
apparently.
life.
I remember I had a full scale bear costume that I used to wear around the house when I felt like it. Sure,
And
yeah.
then I forced my parents to wear a bear costume, and then I saw my parent in a bear
Yeah.
costume, and then I realized, oh, I don't want to be in a bear costume.
And that's
fair.
why I need therapy now. So yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I like this person just
Um,
said, I just want Sims 3 with Sims 4 graphics. I
Same,
mean, yeah.
I agree.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's what we want. Think you can do that for Sims 5? Yeah.
Or Sims 2. If we could somehow get the Sims 2, Sims 3 meshed together
Ugh, if
with
only.
fancy new graphics that don't make them look like potatoes.
And
Like,
that
I
don't kill
almost
my
want to
CPU.
go. Yeah, that would be great. Like, I almost want to go into game design just so I can make it happen. Like, there must be a modder out there that can make this shit happen.
Pair lives.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna, like, I've
We'll
seen
s-
some stuff and it looks good, but I
We'll
think
see
I'm
if
just
it
gonna wait
ever
until it
comes
comes
out.
out.
Yeah, we'll see
If it ever comes out, yeah.
I think the next pack needs to be a hobby focused pack, but mostly for teens because I honestly feel bad for them.
Yeah, they don't do
Yeah,
much.
they don't have much to do.
I wish teens looked different than adults. I wish teens, like
Yeah.
I liked when teens had different access to different outfits.
Yeah.
Then because something to differentiate them from. So like now, if I'm playing a game that has teens in it, I tend to, if they're a girl, I give them like the weirder makeup. I give that to them because everybody deserves a weird makeup phase. So that
Mhm.
eyeliner that isn't straight, I give it that like that's really dark, so it looks like they don't know how to put on their eyeliner, and they're just like fuck. I guess
Nice.
I'm just wearing this big eyeliner now.
Yeah.
like,
well, I
the-
guess I'm a panda now.
the weird hair. Like, I give them like weirder things that possibly you wouldn't wear when you're 30. But I wish they had access to different things than the adults did, just so you can grow out of some stuff. And if
and let's face it, it would be fun if they could just get like if their parents could like give them a junker and they just fixed it up by themselves. Like I would do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Or just like they bought like a family bought a junker and it's just like a little project that they can do with dad or with mom or something. That would be
or a rags to
super
riches,
cool.
where you can get that truck car for much cheaper.
And then sell it for more money. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think what we're getting to here is there's a big chunk that's missing in the Sims 4. And hopefully EA is listening to this episode because I know some of the gurus actually follow us now. So we could
Oops.
fix it.
Let's just pick up that name we just dropped. Let's just pick that back up. Sorry, my bad. I dropped it.
Oops. There's a hole in my pocket and I should probably, learn how to sew so I can fix it.
Oh,
Get
what about knitting? Are you okay with knitting?
I'm actually really enjoying knitting, not gonna lie, because it's something that you can do when you're not doing other things in The Sims 4, which is, not a whole lot. So, I don't know. I like it. I have rugs, I have poofs, I have mailbox koozies, I have a lot of knitted stuff in my house, and I do enjoy it, not gonna lie.
All I'm saying is I wish that me as a teenager and as an old person could do just as much stuff as young adults and fucking toddlers can do. Kind of
And
missing some life stages there,
I still stand by. If we can build a rocket ship, we can build a car.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because it's not
space.
rocket science.
I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry.
You're all fired.
I'm not allowed back into Team Llama.
Get out of my stairs.
This was my last episode with Team Llama. Oh no, I have to move out of the stairs.
Say goodbye to Zara.
Oh no, can I take her with me?
No, she's my annoying cat.
Damn it. Oh well, I do have 2 cats that I should take care of. One of them is like looking at me judgingly like, how dare you mention another cat? How dare
Or like, well, this person just said, so my Sims can woohoo in it. Like, duh.
Yeah, but they can woohoo in a trash can now.
That's
so
nasty. That
they
has
could do that in Sims
UTIs
3
written
though,
all
couldn't they?
over it.
No, they could dumpster dive, but I don't think they could woohoo in it. Like, who would want to do
I'm gonna
that? Why would you want to do?
3.
Oh, I just don't understand. Like, I don't even get the woohoo in the shower because, like, who has the space?
You're
No,
gonna die.
I'm not gonna
In
go
the-
there. You know
in
what?
the-
No.
In the bushes, like, branches and twigs get everywhere. There's bugs. Like, why would you want to? And now in a goddamn trash can? Y'all people are nasty. I'm just saying. Nope. Like, I don't get the sex thing to begin with, but in a trash can? Really?
Sand is enough. Like,
When you have to do it, you just have to do it. It doesn't matter where you are. The
when
moment
the
is
spirit
here.
compels you.
don't understand. No.
I hope my husband isn't listening to this because
Oh, you'd be up for doing it in a dumpster?
Oh.
No, I didn't know.
It's not what I said.
No, we're not gonna go there.
I will not do it. I am just saying some people just have to do it.
Yep.
Me?
No. No.
But
No.
others? Maybe.
We're not here to yuck people's yum, but also like
No.
ugh.
Like you
In
do you, boo, I
conclusion-
guess, but maybe just take a shower afterwards is all I'm saying.
A long shower.
Yeah, especially now. We are in a health crisis, so. Or like the French say, a crise sanitaire.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Why does
I
French
may- I
sound
may
like
have-
they're like constantly spitting on you though?
French
yeah, I
is
may have
like
thrown in a little bit extra on the "h" there, but you know what I mean.
French is like sexy phlegm, while German is angry phlegm. That's what there's a lot of phlegm usage when you're learning languages.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a lot of
not wrong.
gut, like it's you're angrier when you're speaking German.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Guten
German makes
Morgen.
everything sound very, very
Mad.
just. Yeah,
I can say guten Morgen, guten Nacht, and Gesundheit. So I spent a month in
There's-
Germany, and that's all I learned.
there is a comedian here in Belgium who has a very good comparison of how violent sounding German is. like he has a couple of words that he compares, like a butterfly. In French, it's papillon. In German, it's Schmetterling.
Oh, I also know Schadenfreude.
Oh, yeah.
It's
From Avenue Q.
Schadenfreude.
Yep, that's where I learned it too.
People taking pleasure in your pain.
That's a good song. I really like that one.
That's a musical you can't play with the windows down, though. Like, you can't.
No.
I'd get in more
No.
trouble in downtown Detroit playing that than I would any other kind of music.
I mean, they do have a song called Everybody's a Little Bit Racist, so
Sometimes.
But yeah,
Cars.
cars.
Beep beep.
Can we put that in like every transition from topics? Just a
Oh,
little
cars.
That depends on who's editing it, because I'm sure as hell not doing it.
Beep, beep.
Mm.
Beep beep, motherfuckers. Beep beep. That could also be one.
Yep. Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom, motherfucker. No. Yeah, that works.
Yep.
Or ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
No, God, no. Anyone with a horn like that, just no, shoot him. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Don't actually shoot people, but my God.
Oh.
There was another one. What was it? Was it La Cucaracha that they did? Or there was something else?
Every like
Isn't that
Mexican car.
Isn't that La Cucaracha? No, that's not La Cucaracha.
It could be.
Oh.
La Cucaracha.
Yeah.
La Cucaracha.
Yeah, it was. But there was another one. Whatever. Anything that deviates from the standard beep beep is just no. Just no.
That's why the motherfucker's thrown in there. Beep beep, motherfucker.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, you can find us at Instagram and Twitter. We're Plum Bob Cast. We're Plum Bob Podcast on Reddit. We're under the Plum Bob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. Our website is undertheplumbob.com. Or you can email us at undertheplumbob.podcast@gmail.com. Please rate and review us. Tell people about us. I forget to tell people about this podcast sometimes, and then they look at me like I'm like, oh, I've known you for months and you never mentioned it. I was like, I forgot.
Yep.
You guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there are 2 falcons outside my window eating their mice on the branches.
Oh.
Cute.
What the fuck?
Nature.
I don't want to see it. Like, some of it fell on the ground. No.
I like how Ava's like, adorable.
I mean, it's cute. I love
Nature.
nature, but like, what the
Pick
fuck?
up your leftovers before you leave, please.
Yeah, don't leave that there for the small dogs to find.
They will eat it. These dogs are fucking savages. Sorry, continue.
Rate and review us. We did just get a new review, and I'm very happy to see reviews. We're happy to hear from you guys.
Oh, wait. I had a what just happened.
Oh, you do have a what just happened?
Yes, I uploaded it the other day.
Okay, well, you
Hold
find
the
it.
phone.
I think Sims Wiki was mostly used from this to get information from this, and our noggins and our short space to Google what the Sims Exchange was called. Thank you for listening to us. And I hope 2021 is going better than it did for the first week of it that we've experienced right now, but
We're not going to talk about it.
we trusted you, 2021. We believed in you.
We're crying on the inside if you haven't noticed.
People were so hopeful because that one stupid kids show, Kalu, what is that? Like that show got canceled, and people were like, "Hooray!"
Caillou?
Yeah, that got
Fuck
canceled.
Caillou. I hated that show.
And everyone was like, the world is a better place. And then stuff happened. People were like, never mind. It's the price we pay.
We would like to go back to 2020, please.
Where's that? What just happened?
Oh yeah, this was sent in by a Patreon. Their name is Bullprop. I'm pretty sure that's not their legal name, but if it is, I don't judge your parents. I'm judging your parents, actually.
Their parents were Sims fans, man.
I hope they listen to the podcast.
Actually.
Tell them to rate and review us. Subscribe.
Okay, he says, "Hi y'all, I have it. What just happened? So, I very recently purchased Nifty Knitting and Eco Lifestyle, but hadn't tried out the content. I am knitting an eco nerd in real life. Me too! Okay, so I am absolutely the target audience for these packs. I also wanted to celebrate the much needed skin tone updates, so I made a new sim to move into Evergreen Harbor, Califia, the fictional Amazon queen where my home state California gets its name. I gave her all of the eco traits and moved her into a shipping container, excited to try out all of the off the grid lot for the first time and get to dumpster diving and recycling. Sigh. Less than 24 hours in, Califia catches on fire while making food on the grill, and I have no smoke detectors. I haven't accidentally caught a sim on fire since elementary school. She can't jump into the bathtub to extinguish herself because it's off the grid. Something that I didn't realize. She can't call the fire department because she's on fire. There's no one around to put her out. Finally, the Grim shows up and takes her away. Wherever she is now, I hope it's a world without climate change. I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow.
It is. That's such a. You went a long time without setting a sim on fire. I feel like I do it often.
I have my first fire in my 3rd generation today, so that was fun.
Oh, my sister
I don't think I've
was.
caught anyone on fire because I don't play the game like that. I just build. So
My sister was testing a house that she made off the grid, and she's like, so I had somebody go around starting fires in the fireplace, and they caught fire at the second fireplace. So I was like, oh, so it's a dangerous house, you're saying? She's like, yes. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
all right.
Yep.
well, that was our what just happened. If you have any, please send them to us. We love reading them.
You can send it to our Gmail, or if you can like tweet at us. I guess you can DM us. You can post it on our Facebook page. At all the places mentioned before, because I don't want to say it again.
Sorry.
And we also have a Patreon, of course. And on the Patreon, you get bonus episodes. The one posting for January, me, Ava, and Julia did, what was the topic we did? Oh, like mysteries around the world. Because we're touching into our true crime want to be a podcast, so we're like, why not just do it in a bonus episode? You get access to our Discord that we talk to you guys in. It's good times.
The falcon is still there. It's so pretty. Well, let's add falcons to The Sims 4. How about that? There
There's
are
a
no
falcon.
real life animals here.
We have them in The Sims 3.
Aren't they in The Sims Medieval too? Because you can set them to go attack people.
Yeah, you can. Falcons and parrots.
Another reason why The Sims 4 sucks.
Yep. Also, I would just like to end this on one more argument as to why The Sims Making Magic is better than The Sims 2 Nightlife.
Okay.
It had Bonehilda. It gave us Bonehilda.
I don't have a counter argument because I can't think of one right now.
Victory! Okay, so let's...
In conclusion, this is the last episode Ava will be in because...
I think Sims 2 Nightlife is where, what's the chick? Crumplebottom came in full effect. So Bonehilda meet Crumplebottom.
Yeah, but Crumplebottom was also already in The Sims 1, so...
Well, let's put him in a ring and let's see who wins.
I think Crumplebottom would, because she can, like, just smash the bones.
I mean, they
a physical fight. A physical fight. It depends on who gets the first move, I think. That might decide the fight.
Honestly, considering they both really like their drinky drinks, I think they would just, maybe fight for like a minute, then realize that they are both two unstoppable forces of nature and would just go to the bar for a gin or something.
Oh, like Crumplebottom like breaks a glass over. She's like, are you a lush? And you're like, I am a lush. Do you want to go to the bar?
Yeah.
And judge people? Yes. Okay, they won't fight. Now they're friends. They're best friends now.
They're best friends. Can somebody make fan art of that? Just Bonehilda and Crumplebottom
skipping,
sitting at the bar. Oh man, if I could draw, man, that would be all I drew.
Throwing olives at a couple making out across the bar, just like chucking stuff at a couple doing too much PDA across the bar.
Oh, that would be so great.
Fanfic or fan art accepted. Okay,
just send us anything at this point. Like, we're open to anything.
We need the happiness. We need the serotonin it gives us.
I live alone in quarantine and love when people get in contact with me. Please.
Yes, I am super needy. Contact me, talk to me on Twitter, talk to me on Facebook. I don't care. I will answer you because I'm bored.
Same. I might be confused at first. I'm like, who is this stranger talking to me? But I'll probably respond.
Probably. Do you want pictures of cats? I can show you pictures of my cats and of cakes that I make. If that's what you want, hit me up. I don't mind.
Just gotta find us first, bitches. I retweet us though on our own Twitters, on our Pumble
Yeah,
Twitters.
same.
Let's leave before Ava and I give out our addresses.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave before we dox ourselves.
Thank you for listening.
And now it's back to the real world, I guess.
Beep beep, motherfuckers.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, I'm supposed to stop recording.
You have the button.
Yeah.
Buddies.
I have the button.
Dag dag.